Friday.
What is that echo, Evan?
Echo.
Is there a bad echo? Is
Not now.
Echo?
There was for a
Gone away.
moment.
It's gone away. Well, welcome, guys, to another episode of Labs Advises Live. It is August, Friday, the 20th. I had to look because I'm that out of whack.
I had an agent all day today tell me it was the 19th, and I had to check that a couple times because it messed with my head.
19th was my gut feeling, actually. I was going to say 19th. That's weird. Interesting. Yeah. I wonder what's going on. Did we skip the 19th? Who knows? All right. So, guys, it's an absolute pleasure to be here, as always, with some of my favorite people. Joe McHugh, my partner in crime, co-host. How you doing today, bud? I'm
doing fantastic. How are you doing, Lord Evan of Ransom?
Oh, you didn't change that. You got to change that.
I did not.
Oh, my gosh.
I will change it. Introduce our other hosts.
Well, we have a special guest with us today, friend of the show, as we may even call him, Mr. Chad Andrews. Tell us a little about yourself, my friend.
Well, let's see. My name's Chad Andrews. I had to pay Joe and Evan $50 a piece to get on the show.
No, that was 50 Bitcoin.
I told him I would PayPal them, and I have not PayPal'd yet. So, checks in the mail. I'm a labs advisor based in Houston, Texas, in Market Center 63, KW Platinum. Been a labs advisor. OG, baby.
Yeah.
And I deal in land. That's all I do. You can have the residential, you can have the houses. Give me the land.
Let's not be modest. You occasionally will sell a house.
Occasionally, for them. Yes, I will.
Small house on a lot of land.
Sell a very small house on a very big piece of land.
Yes, that is true. Yes.
Absolutely. Thank you for being here, Chad.
Thank you, sir.
Good deal. Now, on to our featured speaker of the day, Sammi Massie.
Yes.
How are you?
I'm good.
Who are you? Where are you from? And what are we doing today?
Sammi Massie. I am labs advisor, market center tech trainer, husband and wife, spouse team, and also a lawyer. So I do a lot of stuff. But lately my passion has been growing other people's businesses. And by the way, I'm in Burnsville, Minnesota. So serving all of your Twin Cities needs. So
Minnesota. I have family from Minnesota.
Mm-hmm.
It's not always super cold.
Same as Wisconsin, right? Same place?
No, it's Canada. Minnesota's Canada. That's what I hear a lot.
Good deal. And what are we talking about today?
So today we are talking about how to actually follow up. Crazy, I know. Follow up with your clients after you close with them. So
good deal. So we're going to be using. So we talking about post-closing, follow-up. What kind of things are we going to be talking about?
Because I do so much, if I didn't have things like put in nice lists and like automated, it wouldn't get done. Because let's be fair, my husband, he doesn't do it. So I'm the one doing it.
Yeah. So I'm confused because I thought that the post-closing lists in Command, right, only last for 30 days. How do you get around that?
I use smart plans.
Ooh.
Yes. Okay. Because I have faith that at some point triggers for opportunities will come. I have faith it's going to happen.
We are hitting the feature request portion of this show way too early today. Oh man, this is when all of our KWRI friends have left the building.
Yeah, that's when it accidentally our feed gets shut down real quick.
Yeah.
So let's talk about what Joe's asking there, right? So Joe's referring to a checklist of things that you would put in an opportunity, and then when you move an opportunity to close, unfortunately. Well, not really, unfortunately. It kind of needs to move at some point. It will stay in the pipeline for 30 days until it goes off the pipeline. Yep. So Sammi has come up with a clever way to essentially recreate that same functionality, right? Yep. As well as some contacting. And Sammi, let's just take it away.
Yeah.
Cool. You're gonna share. She's gonna share her screen, and boom, there we go.
Boom.
I can share. So what I do, I actually start in opportunities just a smidge. Because let's be fair, I like my checklist because I am an S and a C, so it doesn't surprise anyone. So in my checklist for each buyer and listing, I have my close checklist of which.
And can I just say a timeout real quick?
Yeah.
For those of you watching, an SC is such a great admin disc profile, like, because they care and they are organized and they are like, yeah. So yeah, we're going back in, but I just wanted to time out on how important that. Oh, it's so great. So
the
great.
opposite of Joe and I.
The opposite. The opposite.
Well, I mean, in all honesty, my husband is a DI. Well, okay, let's be fair. He's mostly high D and no I, and like negative S and C. So
yeah.
So in this lovely checklist, I have some of the fun. I have no idea where we got it from, but we were always told to say 3 woohoos at the closing. So we were sort of silly and put that in our checklist. We ask for reviews at the closing table. We update our database. You'll notice I have this lovely little button, add to smart plan, just closed.
Yeah.
Okay. That brings me to the fun part of what I do, because like Joe and Evan said, those go away. So I had to figure out a way to keep sort of checklists going without me thinking about it. So I went in and created 2 just sold smart plans.
So for those people who don't know, that search for smart plans, so cool. So cool. I'm going to point out that feature real quick because, yeah, especially if you name, and it looks like you did something very specific, which is you use words that will only pull up certain smart plans. So now you search for just sold, that's all you're looking at, right? And I love that.
And I'm slapping myself right now because for some reason, even though it is very clearly there on the screen, I have never noticed the search bar before. And I am kicking myself.
So you are now booted from Labs Advisor.
Yes, we're going to remove Evan from the feed.
Yep.
He is gone. He's out. No more. See you later, Evan. That's it. No, he
will be replacing me.
I took a step farther. So I actually named, like, I have leads smart plans. I have contacts smart plans. I have event smart plans. I have smart plans I share with my market center. So I use my S&C very well there.
So future show, Smart Plan Organization with Sammi Massie. We are going to get that one on the calendar. Evan Ransom, make sure we book her for September or October on that topic.
Absolutely. Let's hop into this. So it's a client plan, buyer just sold, and this one for sale. Let's hop into that buyer one.
So buyer, that one's my favorite. You'll notice it's not super crazy long. It's not intensive, but it's going to stay on top of our clients for at least 34 days. And I kept it real basic. I set up so I put them on the smart plan. As soon as we leave the closing table, they will get an email right off the bat. Because reviews are so important, I made sure to ask them to leave a review right in my initial email. And I give them an easy link so they don't even have to think about it.
Love that.
I love this.
Right? And then I send a delay because, well, I don't want to like bombard them with everything in the first day.
10 days of paying closing edition. Boom.
Pretty much, yeah. And then we go into a text message. I use Twilio. I love Twilio. It's a fantastic way to make my job easier.
Yep.
And a lot of my clients by this point have already received text messages from Twilio. However, I introduce them in case they somehow didn't get on one of those smart plans. I introduce them to Twilio. So that way they still know my number from my original phone number. And now they have my extra phone number added.
And when you say introduce them to Twilio, what do you mean by that?
So you'll notice I say, hey, this is James and Sammy. We just wanted to take a moment to check in. We have this number just for texting. So they know that it's us, because let's be fair, if people aren't paying attention, they're going to be like, who the heck is this?
Yeah.
I do. And I also remind them, just so you know, we still have our original numbers and love, so don't delete that.
I feel like you and my Cutco guy have been talking because he did the exact same thing.
So I have a question, Sammy, on when you first introduced them. So you said they've already been introduced to Twilio prior. How do you do that prior to, say, when you first start working with someone?
So I have lots of smart plans. One of the smart plans that we have is a just signed buyer smart plan. So last year with COVID, we had a lot of buyers that kind of put the pause on, and we didn't want them to fall through the cracks. So we created a smart plan, and it was a full 90-day smart plan that literally had a series of phone calls, texts, and emails every single week. And so on the initial text message, we told them, hey, this still is James and Sammy, just like this message, but right after we signed with them. And I think in that smart plan, we also have in the email, so we do an initial email with our contact information on it. So that way they have everything, they know who it is, no questions.
Cool.
I love that. I love that.
Right? And then I delay for 23 days. And then I call in. I check in with them, make sure they didn't have anything funky go on after they moved in. We had a client just recently find out or tell us a month after closing, because he went on not vacation, but went out of town for work and wasn't at the house and saw that there was a mattress left in the yard. Great. So stuff like that. It's fun to make sure that your clients are taken care of even after you close with them.
So that wasn't a closing gift you left them then?
No, it was not. We did the final walkthrough and we were told that, nope, they're in the process of cleaning everything out. And that was where I learned I still should go even if they're still cleaning out.
Yeah.
Because clearly.
Now, will the smart plan clean it out for them?
I called the other agent and said, so are you paying for this or is your client? So
well, and that's just, you just need to add a task, right? Task is check on the house, right?
Yeah.
Especially if it's a vacant buyer. I mean, that's awesome. We can actually use a smart plan to do it in that regard. So I'm going to one up your joke, Evan, and say it is possible. It's just a task.
That's fair. And let's be fair. How many mattresses are being left in yards? Hopefully not that many. And then I
come down to the south.
Well, we live in Minnesota. We get snow piles over the mattresses. So some of them won't even be found until the springtime. So my 23 days way better than a task. And then my final email and final touch in the smart plan is actually introducing them to the monthly neighborhood nurture that they then automatically get put on. So if I didn't do my job from the get-go and had them on a monthly neighborhood nurture, it will do it for me. And if I didn't do my job and have other smart plans added, I have all of my smart plans automatically adding to my just sold buyer.
That's really, really cool. Now, and the quarterly call plan, that's really, so you don't forget to do this with any of them.
Yeah.
It's almost like, it's a new 8x8, right? So if you've established an 8x8 to tell somebody, hey, I'm your realtor to help you buy and sell, this is almost like your 8x8 to create mind share for that long-term relationship beyond the sale. It's not quite that, right? I don't think it was 8x8, but it's kind of the same thing, which is you are now you're pivoting the mind share from the transactional relationship to the relationship. And that's the brilliance of this that I love. Yeah.
And so for our seller, we do a little differently because we're not necessarily checking in with them on how their move in went.
Right.
We check in with them just to see how everything on their transition went.
Yeah.
A lot of our sellers that don't become buyers are moving into either senior housing that they are just in the middle of transition. So I want to make sure they know that we are there for them, even in that transition.
Yeah.
I definitely want to see that plan too. And before we do that, I don't know that we mentioned this yet at all, Joe. Shame on us. I've noticed there's a lot of people watching, but not a whole lot of comments. So guys, if you're not aware, you can comment on this video in the live stream, right? If you have questions for Sammie or anything like that, or if you just want to say something, we can feature that comment on stream and give you any kind of direct answers.
Yes, definitely ask those questions. They're probably more interesting than my questions, and certainly more interesting than Chad's questions. So please leave your comments and questions in the feed. Yeah, so this is really cool because this is now, I mean, this is almost like I want to take this and I want to take what we did with Scott and marry them, right? Because Scott has that really great, transactional checklist for referrals, and now you're just creating that final cementing moment using the smart plan to say, boom, I want this relationship to exist, right? I want this relationship to be a long-term, and I love it.
Yeah.
What I also love is that all the follow-up that you're going to be doing long-term with your past clients. I mean, you're just making sure that they are in fact getting it. Like, which I know that's basically what Joe just said, but
it's okay.
It's Friday, right?
It's Friday. We love to summarize what each other say, which is basically which is basically what you just said. So, all right, let's move on. We have wasted enough time on this fake banter. Can we take a look at your seller one?
Yeah.
Is that okay? Yeah.
Of course.
Is that the end of this is the end of the buyers?
That's the end of the buyers. It's short and sweet.
Oh.
And just for everybody who doesn't know, Evan, you are able to search for smart plans using that search bar up there in the top.
All right.
After you search for it, you will notice my just sold seller is actually shorter than my buyer because a lot of our sellers, like I said, we don't know exactly where they transit. Well, we know where they transition to, but because this is created one and done, we didn't want to do too personalized. So we did just like we did for the buyer. We asked for referrals and asked for reviews.
Okay.
And then just like the buyer, introducing our Twilio number. And thank you so much again.
I really love this.
Yeah.
I really love it because you're hitting I know I'm going back to that same point again, but you're hitting every mark. You're making sure that they know they're going to get Twilio messages from you as past clients, right? So you're ensuring they got that familiarity. You're ensuring they're going to be on the plans. You're getting your reviews and getting communication out there. You're checking in on to make sure everything went well. I mean, this is, really taking your customer service beyond just the closing and really taking it to the next level.
Yeah. And who's going to say no to just making sure they're doing okay? Because obviously we've already closed with them. So we're not saying, hey, are you looking to buy or sell real estate right now? They already did that. So now it's actually being a human being more so than once you hit the closing table.
And it's we hear this all the time, right? Mega Camp's coming up. So we'll plug for that, right? Plug for Mega Camp next week. We hear, and I'm sure we're going to see it again with the NAR stats, right? What the difference between those who say they'll use their agent and those who actually do.
Yep.
And it's pieces like this which humanize you, as you put it, that really close that gap. It's why that 17% of people are the ones who actually get the referral business or the repeat business versus the 84% who should. It's touches like this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then just like the buyer, we add them through all the rest of the smart plans just in case they weren't already added.
Yeah.
And so the seller smart plan for us personally, we've actually gotten 2 referrals and literally just from them responding to the first email that we asked.
Yeah.
So, it's not, it works.
Yeah.
You just have to ask.
So it's so funny because my high C on this, right? I'm a little high C is like, well, why wouldn't you have a task in there that's like update their address so they get the right monthly neighborhood nurture? Like my mind is going to what are all the things that you might miss in this process that you should do? Maybe that's in your post-closing checklist. I don't know, but
that's in my opportunities checklist.
Yeah, that's in your opportunities checklist. Okay.
So
good answer. And we should not brush over the importance of updating that information.
And I actually have the update address before I have the add to smart plans. So that way I know I have it.
See, that's a high C answer right there. If anybody doubted that she was a high C, that is a high C answer right there.
Well, being that I'm a high D, and I love this, but I could never sit down and build this. Do you have this published in the Smart Plan library for others to grab onto?
You actually, I have one of them. I did not do both of them. So if you pop into the library, I actually titled it my Market Center number and letters. So KWPR 265. I have my just sold buyer in there. And you have to add more smart plans after it. And I have it once you download into your command, add home anniversary, birthday, and quarterly call plan.
Yeah.
So it's there. And then from there, you can copy and create your seller one.
So Chad's assistant is sitting right off screen. Hopefully she heard this because I know Chad's going to be wanting this in just a little bit.
He's typing.
Hi, Patty. Hi.
So I have a question for you, Sammy. So you have tasks there's tasks in smart plans, right?
Yep.
And there is the opportunity checklist. Is there a reason that you would use one over the other?
For like the tasks and smart plans versus opportunities?
Yeah. So like if let's say your opportunities checklist was step 1, add a smart plan where those tasks just happen. Right?
Yeah.
Would that also work, or was there a reason you chose to do it one way over the other?
I think the only reason why I have it the way I have it is because we had the checklist first before we had a lot of those customizations in smart plans. And it's probably just because, well, I already have it, so I'll just leave it the way it is.
So both ways would work then.
Yeah.
You definitely, I see more of your communication happening in the smart plan, right? And that's, and then definitely more of your checklist items that are same day as closing, right? So if something's going to be done 30, 40 days out, your opportunity checklist is not going to be useful in that regard.
Correct.
Because it doesn't last that long.
Yeah.
So, do you put both, let's say you have 2 sellers, do you put them both on this? Do they both get those emails? Yeah.
Yes, they do.
Okay.
Because I don't know about you. I sure as heck don't tell my spouse everything.
Yeah. Fair enough. Yeah. There you go.
Or let me rephrase. It skips my brain when I am supposed to say, hey, did you leave that review?
Right.
They're 2 people. Might as well get 2 reviews.
Yeah. Well, there you go. There you go. Cool.
What other questions?
I kind of want to see I know the topic is post-closing, but I want to see what these other plans are just to get some really good ideas. If you don't mind, Sammy, I would love to kind of see.
Absolutely. So I have, as you can tell, I have 21 of them. Not all of them are like active right now. This one I'm actually working on right now. It's for our upcoming client party. We do an annual client poker party. And so in there, I have it mostly set up, but it's still sort of in the works. So I have a task reminder of send paper invites, which are sitting in my purse that I need to send out. And then we do a delay. I put filler in here, so I have at least the steps. I just have to go in and put what I need.
I'm not sure if that
HBO intern did that one time.
I'm not sure if that is a genius subject line that will get everybody to open the email, or
probably not.
No, okay.
But the goal is this weekend that this will be finished, and because our poker event's at the end of October, so I'm like, I still have time. So the idea is I'm going to just have a weekly touch to all my past clients whether it's a paper invite, an email reminder invite, a text reminder, and even a phone call. And I'm just going to go through all of the steps until the day of our party, and it'll be good to go.
I'm just mean, but I secretly want you to forget to like change that text message so that like they get all these great reminders and then as the text.
See, the benefit is I make James read everything before I put a single person on these. Because that would happen.
So I do want to take a moment, guys. We've had a lot of viewers today, but just not very many comments. What's going on, everybody that's out there? Right? If anybody has any questions, definitely pretty soon we're going to be doing kind of an open Q&A with Sammie around the smart plans that she's shown us. Maybe some of these other 21 magical ones that she's going to publish to the library for all of us to steal and use at our leisure.
Some of them probably wouldn't make sense. Like I used offers through the KW marketplace, of which if you haven't checked out, you totally should. So offers offered like a one territory for like $100, and the territory I did was usually like 800. So you get all of like the addresses, the emails, the phone numbers, and
how long was that deal for?
It's still in there.
No, how long do you get it for that price?
It's $100 per month, but I still have access to all the info after I canceled.
And Garrett always
he's got the right idea.
Always hyping people up. Everyone's quiet because this info is fire.
I think everyone's just in awe. Like I know I'm in awe of some of these. Like I like to think I'm pretty good at smart plans, and Sammie comes in, I'm like, dang, I am not very good at smart plans.
Yeah,
I appreciate it.
Well, it's funny, Evan, because I'm thinking of like some of what David discussed with us and some of his smart plan hacks, like in conjunction with this, could make this really, really like awesome.
Yeah.
Now it's already really awesome, by the way.
Everything can be more awesome.
By the way, for anybody watching, I am leaving Garrett's comment up for just a little bit longer because it is covering up Evan, and that is cracking me up. So that's why that's up so long. But there we go.
What other smart plan do you want to see what I've played with?
Oh, let's go through.
Well, some of them are pretty basic.
Yeah.
Which one would you say you're the most proud of? Like, I built this. It is awesome.
Oh, that's a good question, Chad.
I really like my just sold ones.
I like them both. Those are great. I love them.
Because no matter what happened, I would forget to like ask for reviews again and then be like, oh yeah, I closed with them like 3 months ago. I should probably like check in with them.
Yeah. Do you ask for reviews throughout the process or just at the end?
Yep. I ask when we first sign an agreement with them, whether it's buy side or list side. I ask when we go under contract. I ask after an inspection contingency. I ask at before the closing. I ask at closing. Ask lots.
Cool.
I left her 4 reviews since the start of this. Call today.
Let's see, what else do I got?
I was going to mention something too that I love about because you were talking about how you always kind of forget about certain things and whatnot, and that's kind of the beauty of automation and tools like these is that we're ensuring and really kind of holding ourselves accountable because it's just going to happen.
Yeah.
Right. Like I had someone recently I was working with on smart plans, and just the idea now that Facebook leads will go directly into smart plans now.
Yeah.
His conversion rates have gone up because a lot of the opportunities that he didn't get because he forgot to go back and put them on the smart plan or waited a couple of days and did them all at once. When they're all getting them immediately and you're ensuring that everyone's getting it, turns out you're going to get more responses.
What?
Isn't that funny?
That's crazy
how it works.
It's funny. Yeah. And a good Facebook follow-up smart plan, we've talked about this before. It's about identifying the people who want to do business with you. It's not about insulting the people who don't want to do business with you, because that's going to happen whether you wait a day or whether you wait a week. So just put them on the plan and let those people self-select out, right?
Absolutely. Yeah, no, I had an agent that he was amazing at getting leads from Facebook ads, but was not amazing at actually following up with said lead.
He now described like 10 agents I teach on a regular basis.
Yeah. And literally, as soon as that smart plans trigger or the trigger on the Facebook ad settings, he actually talks to people and like has people respond to him. So it works.
Yeah,
I promise.
I love that.
So now that we're getting closer to 3:30, I do want to say this real quick, guys. Last call. Go ahead and get those questions in. I know we're on delay because we are on Facebook Live, and there's that lovely, was it 10 seconds? Who knows?
Something like
While
that.
you're typing those in, you're clickety-clacking those keyboards right now. Sammy, if there is one thing anyone can take away from this today that you would want them to remember, what is that?
You don't have to be an S and a C to actually get a smart plan that works. You just have to do it.
You hear that, Chad?
Hear that, Patty?
I heard.
See, that is the key there, Sammy, is behind every good high D real estate agent is a really good admin.
Yeah.
Who will nail this part. So I think that's my takeaway is build it or hire somebody to build it for you or just steal it from Sammy from the library. One of those three things.
And if you haven't been in the library in general, there's a lot in there. You don't have to think too hard.
Yeah.
I was just fixing to mention that. If you'd ever been and looked in the library of published smart plans, there's so much in there that for you to, even if it's not perfect, you can still download it and tweak it for what you need.
Yep.
Just read them.
I was going to say, the first thing I thought of was like, make sure, go in, read them, right? Yeah. You never know when you're going to send out, hey, it's Chad Enders from Keller Williams, Hawaii, coming at you with some land in Texas, right?
Yep. Always, always, always edit.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, you'll have my poker party with a bunch of gobbledygook.
I'm just going to start
inviting I've been doing a lot lately. Go ahead.
I'm just going to start inviting people to Sammy's poker party is what it's just send out that smart plan. Oh, here's one for a poker party. Let's do it.
Yeah, I haven't gotten my invite yet. I don't know what's going on about that. The thing I've been doing a lot lately is I've been what I like to use libraries for is like I'll actually create a custom plan, right? I'll start there and like put in my tasks and like when I want my calls to be in emails, and then I'll go in the library and look up similar plans and like take some content from one and fit it into what I'm doing, because there's plenty of days where I'm either feeling a little bit lazy or maybe not creative, or just someone's already said it really well, but I just want to put it in the order that I want it to go in, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
R&D. R&D is your friend.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Do you want to tell people what that means in our world if they don't know?
Rip off and duplicate, I believe is the official.
I thought she was about research and development.
I thought
it is. But in the real estate agent world, it is definitely rip off and duplicate.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. What do they say? They say good artists create, great artists steal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So steal away. That's what the library's for.
Good deal. Well, Sammy, I want to thank you so much for coming on today and showing us these. I am definitely going to be stealing a lot of your content for sure. Chad, what'd you think? Did you have a good time?
I'm out of words. Love it.
Chad's R&D department is sitting off screen stealing right now, so we know.
It happens.
And before we sign off for today, I did want to talk about what we are doing next week, because next week is Mega Camp, and we do have a particularly special edition of the Labs Advisors Live Show. We have the sorry, Joe. Let's go ahead and hide Joe there.
I will actually not be here next week, so I am not.
Joe, do you want to put this in full screen real fast for me?
How do I make you full screen? Nope, that's me. Hold on.
That'll work. That's fine.
There we go.
Next week, Friday, August 27th, at the end of Mega Camp, we have an all-star panel of fantastic people talking about all of the wonderful, wonderful things that they learned while at Mega Camp, key takeaways and things to take in and implement. So I'm looking forward to that.
That is
Go
a
ahead.
powerhouse of people right there.
How'd you get these people?
I did do a refinance on my home, and I personally think it's worth it.
Yeah, that's a good. I mean, we got multiple RTTs. We've got people in expansion teams. We've got KWRI representation. This is an awesome panel.
And we got Chad.
We got Chad.
If you've never been privy to Mike Hillary, Magic Mike's notes from Mega Camp and Family Reunion, get those.
Yeah.
If you find the link, somebody will have it, and it is amazing to watch Mike type.
I think Mike shouldn't
do 4 different things at once, and he never misses a beat.
I think Mike shouldn't share them with anybody unless they watch our live stream. I don't know, Evan. I'm not sure if you can make that happen, but
I'm messing everything up now. This is a good sign to go ahead and sign off for the day. Guys, thank you so much for joining us this week. Thank you for taking me off screen. Hey, Joe, how about you wrap it up for us here today?
Oh my goodness. All right. Thank you everybody for being here. Thank you, Evan, my wonderful co-host from Tennessee. And thank you, Chad, my partner in crime from Houston, Texas.
T for Texas, T for Tennessee.
He will take your referrals for land. I'm sure he will take your referral for houses too, reluctantly. He just likes referrals. And we like having him here. We'll have to have you back.
Appreciate it.
And his off-screen co-host, Patty, thank you for entertaining us today as well. And of course, our lovely presenter, Sammi Massie from Twin Cities,
Minnesota.
So on that note, we are going to go out and thank you everybody for watching it now and everybody watching it on rerun. So
y'all have a good weekend.
Have a good
Bye,
weekend.
guys.
Yeah, cheers.